in the relentless high-stakes poker game that is the NBA offseason, where every decision can redefine a franchise's destiny. How much longer can two desperate teams stare each other down, refusing to blink, while the future of a tantalizing young talent hangs in an agonizing limbo? For the Sacramento Kings, it's about seizing a golden opportunity to solidify their contender status. For the Golden State Warriors, it's about extracting maximum value for a player who, despite his flashes of brilliance, seems increasingly disconnected from their long-term vision. This isn't just a trade negotiation, it's a protracted, nerve-wracking saga, a test of wills that has left fans on both sides gripped by a mixture of hope and exasperation. With each passing day, the tension mounts, and the question echoes louder. When will this seemingly endless stalemate finally break, and what will be the true cost of this agonizing wait? The Golden State Warriors' Jonathan Kuminga saga continues to dominate headlines, a lingering cloud over what should be a bustling offseason. The young wing remains an unsigned restricted free agent, a status that speaks volumes about the complex dynamics at play. Kaminga, still just 22 years old, has spent 4 seasons with the Warriors, a tenure marked by tantalizing glimpses of his immense potential, often overshadowed by fluctuating playing time and an inconsistent role under head coach Steve Kerr. This instability has, understandably, fueled Kaminga's frustration, a sentiment that has become increasingly public. He's a player brimming with athleticism and raw talent, but one who has clearly felt underutilized, a feeling that likely hasn't helped his market value as a restricted free agent. The entire first month of the offseason has passed, and Kaminga remains in limbo, a testament to the difficult position both he and the Warriors find themselves in. Enter the Sacramento Kings, a franchise that just a few short years ago electrified the league by ending the longest playoff drought in NBA history. After a magical season that re-energized their fan base, the Kings are now searching for answers on how to not just return to the playoffs, but to truly ascend to championship contention. Their ambition is palpable, and they see Jonathan Kuminga as a crucial piece in that puzzle. Investing in a player of Kaminga's age and potential aligns perfectly with their long-term vision, offering a dynamic wing who can grow with their core. The Kings aren't just interested. They've put a concrete offer on the table, signaling their serious intent to pry Kaminga away from their California rivals. According to Sam Amick of The Athletic, the Kings have made a bold play. A 3-year, $63 million deal for Kaminga, structured as a sign-and-trade. This isn't a small commitment. It's a significant investment in a player they believe can elevate their roster. To make this blockbuster happen, Sacramento is prepared to send veteran guard Malik Monk and their 2030 first-round pick to the Warriors. Malik Monk, a fan favorite and a legitimate Sixth Man of the Year candidate, has been an absolute revelation for the Kings, providing instant offense, creative playmaking, and a contagious energy off the bench. Parting with him would be a tough pill to swallow for Sacramento, underscoring just how highly they value Kaminga and how desperate they are to land him. The inclusion of a future first-round pick adds valuable draft capital, a commodity always coveted by teams looking to retool or rebuild. However, as with all high-stakes negotiations in the NBA, the devil is in the details. And in this case, the details surrounding that 2030 first-round pick have become the insurmountable wall. The Kings' offer specifies that the 2030 pick would be lottery protected. This means if the pick falls within the top 14 selections in that draft, the Kings would retain it, and the Warriors would instead receive the least favorable of the Kings or San Antonio Spurs first-round pick in 2031. This is a standard protection mechanism designed to mitigate risk for the team trading away future draft capital. But for the Golden State Warriors, this protection is the primary sticking point. Team sources indicate that the Warriors have been absolutely insistent on one crucial demand. They want that 2030 first-rounder to be completely unprotected, and thus the stalemate. Why is this single word, unprotected, causing such a profound impasse? Because in the unpredictable, ever-shifting landscape of the NBA, an unprotected first-round pick 6 years down the line is a potential goldmine. Rosters change, stars age, and fortunes can swing wildly. A team that is a contender today could easily be a lottery team in 2030, making that pick incredibly valuable. For the Warriors, it represents a chance to replenish their talent pool in a significant way, to secure a potential top-tier draft asset that could be the cornerstone of their next era, or a highly valuable piece in a future trade. They are a franchise that has built a dynasty on shrewd drafting, and they are loath to give up a player like Kaminga without securing what they perceive as maximum, unencumbered value for their future. For the Kings, giving up an unprotected pick so far into the future is a massive gamble, a risk they are clearly unwilling to take without some form of protection. It's a fundamental clash of philosophies. The Warriors are looking for a long-term, high-upside asset, while the Kings are trying to balance immediate improvement with safeguarding their distant future. Adding further layers of complexity to this already tangled web, the Warriors were reportedly unimpressed with Sacramento's initial trade offer for Kaminga. According to ClutchPoint's Brett Siegel, earlier discussions saw the Kings proposing a package centered around Dario, Saric, Devin Carter, and a protected first-round pick. This offer clearly didn't move the needle for Golden State, highlighting a significant disparity in how the two franchises value Kaminga. Furthermore, Siegel reported that while the Warriors indicated interest in acquiring young Kings talents like Keegan Murray or Keon Ellis, Sacramento has firmly refused to part ways with either player. Murray, in particular, is seen as a foundational piece of the Kings' future, a versatile forward who has already proven his worth. This refusal from the Kings to include their prized young assets, combined with the Warriors' insistence on an unprotected pick, creates a chasm that seems incredibly difficult to bridge. It's a game of chicken where neither side wants to be the first to yield, and the stakes are getting higher with every passing day. The frustrating reality for both teams is that the market for Jonathan Kuminga, particularly at the high contract he is seeking, appears to be non-existent at this moment. This lack of external pressure on the Warriors to match a significant offer sheet further complicates the situation. Kaminga, for his part, has made his annoyance with his fluctuating playing time and role under Steve Kerr abundantly clear. This inconsistency has undoubtedly impacted his value as a restricted free agent, leaving him in a difficult spot. He's a player who needs consistent minutes and a defined role to truly flourish, and it seems he hasn't found that in Golden State. The uncertainty surrounding his future is palpable, and it affects not just the Warriors' offseason plans, but Kaminga's own career trajectory. There is, however, a potential escape hatch for Kaminga if a sign-and trade or extension with the Warriors doesn't materialize. He could opt to sign his $7.9 million qualifying offer. This short-term solution would allow him to play out the upcoming season and then become an unrestricted free agent next offseason. While it would delay his long-term financial security, it would give him the freedom to choose his next destination without the restrictions of a sign-and trade or the Warriors' matching rights. This option, while not ideal for either side in the long run, looms as a very real possibility if the current stalemate persists. For the Warriors, it would mean losing a talented player for nothing, a scenario they are desperately trying to avoid. For Kaminga, it's a gamble on himself, betting that a year of consistent play in a new environment could lead to a more lucrative long-term deal. This entire saga is a microcosm of the intense strategic battles that define the NBA offseason. For the Kings, it's about making a statement, about proving they are serious contenders willing to make bold moves to acquire talent. For the Warriors, it's about navigating the twilight of a dynasty, making shrewd decisions to extend their window of contention while also planning for the future. The Kaminga situation is more than just one player. It's a test of wills, a clash of valuations, and a high-stakes gamble on the future. The frustration is mounting, the clock is ticking, and the basketball world waits with bated breath to see if a compromise can be forged or if this agonizing stalemate will ultimately lead to both sides walking away empty-handed, leaving a trail of what-ifs in its wake. What's your take on this incredibly tense standoff? Do you believe the Sacramento Kings should ultimately give in and offer an unprotected 2030 first-round pick to secure Jonathan Kuminga, given his clear desire to play for them? Or should the Golden State Warriors soften their stance on the pick protections, perhaps accepting a more favorable protection to get a deal done and avoid losing Kaminga for nothing? Share your passionate opinions, your trade proposals, and your predictions for how this high-stakes negotiation will finally unfold in the comments below. And if you're as gripped by the drama of NBA transactions as we are, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more exclusive reports and dynamic analysis that keeps you on the pulse of the league. Your support means the world to us.